So Dave Evans, the original lead singer for AC/DC, has made some extraordinary claims in a recent interview, and among those claims is that he, rather than Bon Scott or Brian Johnson, is the best singer that ever performed with the band. Okay, let's hear Dave Evans talk about it in his own words.
As a singer, as a musician, what do you think is the best voice? Well, first, it's Dave Evans is the best, of course. That's me, okay? And of course, and most of my fans will tell you exactly that too. I'm not just making it up. After concerts, if you come to one of my concerts, you can make up your own mind, okay? But they call me Maestro, which I love. So it's nice to be called Maestro. But they're both completely different. You can't compare them. You can't compare me either with Bon Scott or Brian Johnson. You'll only get a Bon or a Brian from someone who's biased. So if you're an AC/DC fan, you must embrace the whole band.
Okay, so he made several points in there that are very interesting, and I'm going to respond to them in just a second. And then I'm going to ask your opinion on a couple of things. But before I do that, I want to point out to you that there's a new join button available for those of you who'd like to support the site. And if you click that button, you'll see there's a lot of really good perks you can get for becoming a member, like custom badges and access to members-only videos and members-only goals. So I hope you'll check those out. Anyway, back to what Evans was saying about being the best singer that AC/DC ever had. The fact of the matter is, he wasn't in AC/DC for very long, so he really wasn't a founding member. He calls himself a founding member, but this isn't true. The band existed before he joined, and he was only in for a brief period of time, and he had this glam look that didn't really fit the band. So the idea that you have to embrace the whole Evans era in order to be an actual fan is ridiculous in my opinion, as is the idea that you can't compare him to Bon Scott or Brian Johnson. Of course you can. You can compare him as a singer and you can compare him as a frontman, and in my opinion he doesn't compare. He looks like an amateur, he sounds like an amateur, he has no onstage charisma, he's a poor fit for AC/DC, and his actual voice is more of a pop singer's voice than a rock singer's voice. And then my last point that I'd like to make about this is when he says that somebody who picks Bon or Brian as the best singer only does so because they're biased. This isn't the case at all. It's actually the case that someone who is a passionate AC/DC fan is going to think about the issue of the lead vocalist and who was the better frontman. Just kind of automatically, it's just one of those things as an AC/DC fan that you think about, and you're bound to have an opinion, and it doesn't make you biased. I'm going to do a video at one point on Brian Johnson versus Bon Scott, and in that video I'll give you my opinion on which one of those two singers I think is the best frontman and best singer of AC/DC. Anyway, what I'd really like to know is what you think about Evans and whether or not he had the right look and sound for early AC/DC, and what you think about his claim that if you don't embrace his era of AC/DC, you're not a true AC/DC fan. So if you have an idea about this or any other topic connected to classic or contemporary music, please drop it in the section below, and remember to like and subscribe. Thanks a lot.